Hello friends, you're with a lonesome gamer and I'm playing Europa Universalis. And we're now at the start of the second round of the second age. And during the first round the Italian wars were triggered, and that was a big deal. The Austrians scored a ton of points. They managed to vassalize Venice, they control Milan, and also the Rhineland was affected by that. And they scored, I don't know, 15, 18 points or something like that. So they are completely running away at the moment. They are kind of like more than 10 points ahead, 40, and the next best player is England at 27. Now the Spaniards, who were strong competitors for first, they really messed up. They were hoping to kind of gain Naples and maybe then do an attack on central Italy, but they were kind of using too many resources here in the Americas. And in the end, they didn't quite expect the Italian war to be scored that early, and therefore, yeah, there was not enough time for them to follow their plans anymore. And in the end, there were some revolts going on. They lost Gibraltar. They have rebel town here, Murcia, and it all turned out really as a very bad turn for them. They failed in an attempt to explore Africa. It was pretty much a disaster for the Spaniards. France, the third power which should have been involved in this war, they were also not doing great. They controlled Burgundy to a large extent, which gave them a couple of points. But in the end, they also lost points because they were simply not, they didn't have enough possessions. So that wasn't great. Overall, apart from Austria, the other powers didn't do that much last turn. There were some diplomatic attempts here in Scotland by the English. That was pretty much it. The French kind of cleaned up their mess here in Champagne. There was a couple of revolts. The Spanish, as I mentioned, they didn't do great either. There was basically, I don't know what was actually going on, not a lot. The Turks, they did an alliance here with the, what was that, Emirati. But yeah, there was also no big expansion or something. It was a weird turn. And the Poles, similar thing, they wanted to attack the Emirati. That would have given them a lot of points. They wanted to have ports at the Black Sea. But in the end, after that alliance, they didn't want to do it anymore. So overall, there was really not much going on. Now, the upcoming power struggle is the struggle for the Balkans. And here we have mainly Hungary, Croatia, Dalmatia, Serbia, and I think maybe also Moldavia. I'm not totally sure about that. Now, Turkey is controlled by a bot. This is a strange situation now. The Austrians have again the chance to score tons of points because they already control a lot of these areas. Croatia and Bosnia is pretty much open for them. So it seems like, yeah, that is another chance to make them really run away here on the point track. So I would say in a normal game, the Poles and the Turks would probably form an alliance against Austria and try to maybe get Hungary in just try to push them back here. The problem is that the Turks are controlled by the bot, so we won't see an alliance. Now, I'm not sure what are the... Maybe the Turks will attack anyway. This is totally possible. But what are the Poles planning to do? They are in trouble because here, these are all mountains. And you can only cross mountains by paying 1 military cube for every 3 units. So it is really expensive to get an army across the mountains. Now my first idea was maybe I can enter here first, grab Bohemia and then attack from above. I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of problems here, and it looks really good for Austria. The only thing that might stop them at the moment, it seems, is the Protestantism, which starts to spread, and that could give them trouble on the long run. So I think it depends a lot on what the Turks are doing, and I don't know that because, yeah, we'll see what the bot does. So at the moment, the French start, and because they're not under attack or anything, we will immediately start a bot card here. And let's see, I think... I'm not even sure which one is the French bot deck. I gotta check that. Does a diplomacy action. Okay, so let's see how that works out. Gotta go to the bot rules. Does he have an alliance plus a marriage? No, that's not the case. Does he have an alliance adjacent to the bot? No, he doesn't. Does he have an alliance on any NPR? What? Oh, no. +2 in any NPR adjacent to bot. Yeah, we have here Burgundy. So this is basically Savoy. That's the one that seems to be interesting here. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Okay. Yeah. Is an alliance possible? Yes. There should be an alliance possible. So we do that. Actually, I realized they have an alliance with Provence, which is adjacent to the bot. So yes, this one counts actually. They have double the tax income. Do they have cubes greater than the end player realm's tax income? No. No, they have only a single cube in here. They would need 2. So we go here. Okay. Yeah. At 2 cubes. So we do this. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So now, where are we? This is getting confusing. So we already have an alliance, so we go down here. Can they enter a royal marriage? Yeah, I think so. I think they could do it. So I think we roll a die. That's a 3. So we place a royal marriage on the target's capital. They They could also simply vassalize them, but it seems they don't do that. A little odd, but I guess they do a marriage here with Provence. I mean, marriages give points, but still, I mean, doesn't seem like the most clever thing to do. And this is the end of the turn, and he has to spend actually 3 cubes to do this. Okay, and that's it. And now it's the Spaniards. Now let's see what the Spaniards can do. I think the Spaniards now have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there is this guy here, so they don't have quite enough. They can do a royal marriage with Naples, and I think they want to do this because then they can annex Naples. That gives them an additional influence, and then they have more influence than the tax value plus the French player cube, and then they can do it. Yeah, so they simply will pay 1 diplomacy cube to do that annexation, to enter the royal marriage. The English, they want Scotland. They want to annex that. Well, first they want to vassalize it. So what they are doing, they're using their spy network once again, spending a use, and they sabotage the reputation. That costs them 2 of these cubes. That's expensive, but they're going to do it anyway. And that means they can now remove the French cube and instead place one of their own. And now they finally also have enough influence there to play the subjugate card. That was an expensive move, but yeah, I guess they want to do that. The Austrians, oh boy, I mean the Austrians are just so dominating here. I really don't know what to do. They have a lot of diplomacy cubes. They want to do this, King Albert's legacy. So they want to kind of own or vassalize Bohemia. They already have an alliance with them, but I think they need 5. Silesia. I mean, they got a couple here in Royal Hungary. If they can vassalize Bohemia, they would fulfill this. So the question is, do they have a card which helps them here? Do they have a subjugate card? Well, they don't. That's not good. I think what the Austrians want to do is to study technology. Target an opponent adjacent to your realm and research one of their ideas at the cost of just 1 cube of the matching type. None of your opponents gain any prestige for having the idea before you. So the question is, do we want to go for tolerance or do we want to go for the tertiaries and janissaries? Maybe tolerance could be more important considering the fact that we have this Reformation problem. I'm not quite sure. I think on a 1 to 5, I'm going to go for the tolerance, and on a 6, I'm going to go for the tercios. Okay, so yeah, we do the tolerance. I think it is the better one, but you know, I'm kind of awaiting the big conflict here, and there the tercios would have been useful, but I think I need the tolerance more, so therefore I did that roll. So I got to spend 3 of my diplomacy cubes. As I said, I have a lot of them, and then I have to spend 1 of those, and that's it. That means we get tolerance, yeah, and that's pretty cool. We get 2 points, and the Turk, no, actually I think the others don't get any points. No, yeah, cool. I think the Poles will do the same. And because they are planning to go to war, so therefore I think what they're going to do is they're going to pay also 3 diplomacy cubes. So they're kind of out of cubes now, but anyway. And that I'm going to spend 1 military cube, and then I'm going to get me the cannons. I think that can save you a lot of cubes, and if we're planning to take out Hungary or something, that's definitely something we want to do. So yeah, and that gives us 2 points, and nobody of the others gets any. Okay. And it's the Turks, so we're going to draw a bot card here. And that is convert. So they're going to spend a cube. They have, for example, this area here, and I'm pretty sure they will simply convert these guys. And that should give them a couple of points. Nope. All provinces in a dissenting area owned by a bot. Convert the area to state religion, score 2 points. I'm pretty sure we're going to take this one. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one we take. Back to the French. Unrest. And yeah, they got 2 unrest. So I guess they will simply pay a cube, discard a diplomacy card. Oh, that's a subjugate card. That might be attractive for some players. And then they will simply remove these 2 unrest. And that's it. So what the Spanish are planning to do is a pretty big move this turn. They will, things go well for them, they can actually annex Naples and Aragon. That would be a massive diplomatic coup. So let's see, the first thing they do is they do this reorganization card, and they will move cubes in here, and then they will grab this subjugate card that was just discarded by the bot, and they pay a cube, and they're going to spend $2. Okay, and that was their action. And now it's the English again, and I'm pretty sure they're ready now to also act diplomatically here. Yeah, they're going to use, now they have enough cubes over there, they're going to spend a diplomacy cube, and they're going to vassalize Scotland. The Austrians also want a subjugate card, so they will also change the focus here. And you know, why not move 2 cubes into diplomacy? It's interesting, you know, this is all the big diplomacy turn now, and I expected more of a military turn. But, well, I mean, for the Austrians, that makes sense. They have control. The Turks and the Poles, they should do the military actions. We'll see. The Poles are holding back, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, the Austrians, they're gonna spend one of these and $2 to grab this subjugate card, and they're aiming here for Bohemia. Yeah, I think they need one more. It's not quite, it's not easy at all. This is 5. Oh man, this is not easy, but at least they got the card. This is a start, and I think it makes sense to grab that. The Poles, I don't know. Do you want to continue playing slowly? Maybe go for the development card? Why not? Yeah, I think I'm gonna play this development card. Got a lot of cubes here. Gonna spend $2, $3, okay. And I can play some missionaries to make a couple of areas Catholic. We'll see what happens here. Maybe increase my income. Development is a good card. And it's Turkey. And everybody awaits some kind of military actions, but that's not happening. Instead, Turkey tries to grab an idea, so they pay 3 cubes, and let's see how that works. Simply will roll. That's a 1. Administrative. Okay, let's see, are there any administrative ideas? Yes, there are. Weird stuff here, but okay. Pick the idea matching the focus type. Tag this idea in the appropriate slot on board meta with a chat. Okay, so prefer unresearched ideas than random. Okay, so it's basically between these two, the Inquisition and the church attendance duty. That's weird. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's not great for the Turks. So let's see. They get this church attendance duty that gives them, so they place attack there. I mean, this is probably not necessarily something they would have chosen. Okay. And that gives them 2 points, I assume. Yeah, they definitely scoring points here. And the English get 1. And then we're going to place another one here. Once again. Okay, they do the military action. So let's see what's going on there. And yeah, let's go into the flow chart. They're not at war. Do they have a claim? Yeah, they do. They actually have a couple of them. So that means we got to roll a die. That is a 4. I don't think claim number 4 is placed anywhere. No, that's not the case. Is there any area Adjacent to bot with a battleground token. No, there's no adjacent to the Balkans, obviously. They don't have a disputed marriage, so we go to the military target chart. So now things are getting interesting. Who are they attacking? That is a 1, so that would be a realm in Aquitaine. Okay, that's not happening, so we got to roll again. That's a 6. That brings them to Brittany or Normandy. Well, that is also not happening. So let's roll again. That is a 5. That is Burgundy. That is the owner of Burgundy. Is there an owner of Burgundy? Bourgogne, the owner of Bourgogne. Well, that's themselves, so we continue. That is a 2. Savoy. And that actually makes a lot of sense. They want Savoy. They want to control Burgundy completely. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting choice and a reasonable choice. France will actually declare war on Savoy. I checked all the possible reasons not to do so, but yeah, they will declare war on Savoy. And they got to spend a cube, and then they're going to hire 9 units. So that means these 3 and another 6. Okay, so they have a pretty big army. Let's see. Well, there we go. Here we go. This is the declare war action. Non-player realm allies adjacent to the target. Actually, yeah. Provence. So I guess they actually do an offensive call to arms, which is a little ridiculous, I think. Yeah, that kind of, but I think they're going to do that. Yep. So they will actually call Provence to arms. They're gonna. This becomes an active ally now, and they get 2 cubes. From the ally, basically. Targets may send defend call to arms. Savoy has no alliance, but Savoy is part of the Holy Roman Empire. And now one thing is a little odd. It says remove all bots' influence from all of target's areas. I assume that this is now removed. He decided to go the military way, so this goes all away. If he would have had 4 influence in there, he would not have declared war. But because it's only 3, he did it. So this goes away, and I don't know, this is also part of Savoy, it seems. I don't know if there's anything else. I got to check that, but I don't think so. There's actually another realm down here, Piedmont. Yeah, so Savoy is part of the Holy Roman Empire. So I think they're gonna send a call to arms to the emperor here. And this is something I have to check how that works. So this is a pretty tough situation from the rules aspect for me, because this is basically the first time that the Holy Roman Empire really comes into play here. And yeah, so there's a lot of kind of, yeah, fuzzy things going on, especially because a bot is also involved here. So basically the rules say that when the Roly-Homan Empire is attacked, the emperor may choose to defend the empire. If he doesn't, he simply loses imperial influence. Is that a disaster? Maybe not. But it wouldn't be great either. We got to think about that. If he chooses to defend the empire, then he will get additional troops equal to the number of cubes in the empire. So he would get of these influence cubes. Or not. Wait a minute. Interesting. I thought we're talking about the imperial influence only, but this is actually not the case. The empire will get additional troops equal to his influence, including imperial influence, in electorate areas. A maximum of 8. Now that is a lot. He's got 2 here. He's got 3 here. That brings it to 5. And then he's got another 3 here. So he actually would gain 8 additional troops that he can use to defend the empire. He doesn't have to physically move them. He can simply take them for a battle. And then they stay in, and then if they are killed, we have this space here which says imperial manpower. And before the battle starts, he can simply choose to take that imperial manpower for the battle, and then the surviving troops go back in there, and then he can simply choose again to take it for another battle, and so on. So this is actually pretty powerful. So that's the first part. It's this imperial manpower. But that is not all. For me, the main thing that I have to understand, and I'm not there, first of all, there is the call to arms aspect, but I think I kind of get that. Basically, there will be now a war between France and Austria, but there's also the peace resolution, and this is important for me, and that makes it with a bot even harder. It's not enough if France wins a war against these guys, they have to defeat the emperor. And I'm not sure what that actually means, to be honest. I really don't quite get that. I got to get deeper into the rules here. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to load this up. This is, I got to go really into this, maybe search on BGG. This is really complicated. If it would be just for the standard player, it would be already tough, you know. But you got different types of peace resolutions. I don't know. There is this flowchart, which is a specific bot peace resolution back here, which is pretty crazy. I couldn't find anything specific about the Holy Roman Empire, so maybe it's just the standard rules. But I gotta admit, this is a little bit too much for me at the moment. It will take some time to figure that out, and maybe it's all in the rules. But you know, that will take a while, and I don't have that time quite now, right? So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop the video here. It's definitely an interesting point, and it seems that Austria is in a good shape to do this, right? I mean, their imperial influence is pretty big, or the influence they have over the empire. But you know, there are questions like where, for example, do the Austrians have to hire an army? I assume yes, Or can they just fight immediately here? I don't know. I assume that only Savoy will fight here. The Austrians probably have to take an army. The question is, where can they hire that army? Can they only hire the army in their areas, or can they do it anywhere in the empire? What is the manpower, for example, if they would hire it here? Is the military capacity somehow bigger if you basically defend the empire? There's a lot of questions going on here. If they are limited to their area, this is a big deal. This isn't easy at all. So, because they have to spend cubes to move to here, and they cannot cross the mountains here if they want to defend this. It's a bit tricky. They cannot use this army basically to get here. This is too tough. So they have to hire a new army, I guess. There's a lot going on. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.